What's going on, everybody? It's Trey Neal here with Trading Stocks and
Manipulation! Let's go get our pitchforks. We must fight back against this manipulation, Trey. Get the pitchforks. We fight back today. We storm Wall Street today. I can't believe this manipulation. It's insane. Rah!
it is not manipulation when stocks get halted. The point of this video, why it's coming up today, is I want to talk to you guys about why stocks get halted, and specifically CEI, Camber Energy Inc. If you guys are anywhere in the stock market world, on Twitter, anywhere on the internet, stock twits, whatever, Reddit, I'm sure you've heard of CEI. Everybody and their mother is talking about it. And I came across this tweet today from Mr. Laidback. And to give this guy the credit, all the credit in the world, he's been calling this stock since it was like a 40-cent stock. So I'm not trying to diss anybody specifically here or whatever. I don't want to make any of his fans mad. But he comes on Twitter and he's crying about manipulation, something about his quotes in level 2 not matching up, which just sounds like his brokerage was having an issue or couldn't keep up with the speed. And then he also complained about it getting halted. Today it gets halted. It must be manipulation. It got halted. And he has over 100,000 followers. And then the king of FinTwit himself, Mr. Zach Morris, with over 543,000 followers, agrees with this. Now, I know, listen, I have 400 subscribers. I can't reach 1/1000th of the audience they can, but I want to put the right information out there in front of you guys. I want to explain to you guys why stocks halt. It's not manipulation. They're not going after Billy Bob's $100 position of CEI on Twitter. It's not. There is specific handrails for why stocks get volatility halted, and I just want to cover that with you guys today. I guess kind of already putting the icing on the cake already. What these halts are called is volatility halts. If they make a 10% move inside of 5 minutes, the stock is going to be halted. That's just how it works. That's just always going to be a thing. That's what volatility halts are. It's just specific handrails that the exchanges have set up to halt certain stocks. Now, there's a few different specifics inside of that, but the overall hand rule is a 10% change in 5 minutes, and we'll get into some of those specifics in a second, but let me just start with the overall concept. So, CEI gets halted down right here. You can see, maybe you might be able to see, it's very small at the bottom of your screen, kind of above some of my Twitch numbers here. But you can see this bar right here is 14.25. This next bar is 14.35. So there's a 10-minute halt in here. Why is it halted? Well, like what did I just say? If a stock makes a 10% move in 5 minutes, it's going to get halted. 5 minutes ago, the stock opened at, what's the open of this bar? 481. So what's 10% of 481? It's about roughly 48 cents down, right? So from 481, 431 sounds a lot like, that's even a little over, that's like 50 some cents down, but that's right at about that 10% mark, isn't it? And then the stock also gets halted down again here. You can see it gets halted at 240. The next bar is at 250, another 10-minute halt. We'll talk about when you can know stocks are going to come out of halts too in just a second. Let me just cover the overall concept here. But once again, 5 minutes ago, this stock opened at $4. So this is a 40-cent drop. It got halted at 366, roughly a 40% drop, roughly a 10% drop, right around somewhere in that handrails. And it's going to be a little bit rough because it depends on exactly, inside of the bar, it's exactly 5 minutes as well. So it might have gone, from 411 down to 366 inside of 5 minutes, if that makes sense. So it's inside of the bars a little bit as well. But once again, roughly a 10% drop. It gets halted down again. It's not manipulation, guys. This is just volatility halts. This is just a handrail. And then here, the stock gets halted up. Stocks can get halted up as well. The stock opened out of this bar at 345. Is this roughly 34 cents up at 379? That sounds about like 34 cents up to me. That's a 10% move. Stock gets halted at 1452, open at 1457. And then it gets halted again over here. Once again, what does this look like? Another 10% down move. So that's the basic handrail, guys. The market makers aren't just sitting around deciding when, okay, we're going to halt this stock now. No, there's exchange handrails coded into the exchanges that automatically halt these stocks when they make 10% moves inside of 5 minutes. And this is done to allow market makers to make sure that they have the correct bids and asks down there or up there, depending, obviously, down or up halts. They want to make sure they can get the bids and the asks lined up. Because if they didn't do this, market makers may not have orders ready down here at 412 yet. This stock rips down like this. Maybe there's no bids even on the book yet, or hardly any bids even on the book yet. And so there's nothing to stop this stock from like just ticking down to like 330. So if anything, halts are helping you, especially to the downside. Halts are helping you. They're making sure market makers can get in there and get the bids and the asks matched together, kind of get the stock back under control. So it's not just doing a tick down through a section with no bid. So that's volatility halts. Now, let's touch on a couple of handrails here. I'm about to throw some numbers at you relatively quickly. I'm going to link this in the comment section down below if you want to actually study it yourself. But here's exactly what I'm talking about. So, Tier 2 NMS securities, other stocks priced over $3. This is pretty much most of the stocks that you're going to trade. If you're trading stocks less than $3, obviously CEI is over $3, the handrails are actually wider. It's actually 20%. Now, if you see these two different numbers, it's because the handrails are a little bit wider at the first 15 minutes of market open and the last 25 minutes before market close. So they give the stocks a little bit more room to handle some of that market open and market close volatility. So in the first 15 minutes, a stock actually needs to make a 20% move up or down for it to get halted, and then obviously in the last 25 minutes as well. Something else to touch on with this, like I said, there's a handful of kind of small idiosyncrasies within this. Stocks cannot get volatility halted after hours. So no pre-market or after hours volatility halts. Now, once again, let's touch on something else. There are other kinds of halts. It's not just volatility halts. The two major ones are T1 halts, which are news halts, meaning a stock is either just did or is about to announce news. So the exchange wants to halt the stock because they know it's going to be a large price affecting news, so they halt the stock before that comes out. And then there's also a T12 halt, which is a investigation halt. You do not want to be in a stock that gets T12 halted. I have seen instances of T12 halted stocks either taking months to reopen or straight up never reopening. If they're being investigated by the SEC, that's not good. You don't want to be stuck in a T12 halt. You have no warning for when that's coming. It is possible you get into a stock, it gets T12 halted. You don't have any of that buying power for 4 months, or maybe you never get it back if the stock never reopens. So that is always it's extremely rare. I don't want you trading and being scared of T12 halts. The likelihood that you get stuck in that is very, very small. It's just like saying, oh, you should never leave your house because a meteor could hit your head. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. So I don't want you guys never to, oh my God, I'm never going to trade again. Trey said stocks and get T12 halted. Holy crap, I'm never putting my money. It's very rare, but it can happen. So be aware that it can happen. So yeah, that's volatility halts. That's kind of what I wanted to cover in today's video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. I'm trying to think real quick. Is there anything else I want to cover? Hello, Editing Trey here. There is something else you wanted to cover, mister. That was when you know stocks are going to reopen out of volatility halt. So when a stock gets volatility halted, it's going to be halted for at least 5 minutes. And most of the time, only 5 minutes. So if a stock is halted at 9:50, you look for it to open at 9:55. Let's use the second as well. Say it's halted at 9:50 and 31 seconds. You look for it to open at 9:55 and 31 seconds. Now, if it doesn't halt, so if it doesn't reopen after 5 minutes, that means that the market makers need more time to get the bids and the asks kind of aligned and together, ready for this thing to reopen. So they halt it for another 5 minutes. So really, on a volatility halt, you're looking for it to open after 5 minutes and then past that 5 minute increment. So once again, If it's halted at 9:55 or 9:50 and 31 seconds, if it doesn't open at 9:55 and 31 seconds, you look for it to open at 10 o'clock and 31 seconds. If it doesn't open then, you look for 10:05 and 31 seconds. So past, it's either going to be halted for 5 minutes, and I would argue 90% of the time it is just halted for 5 minutes. But past that, if it doesn't reopen, you look for 5-minute increments past that. So yep, enjoy the rest of the video. Covered that it's a 10% move inside of 5 minutes after the first 15 minutes and before the last 25 minutes of market open, which is then a 20% move. I covered T1 holds, T12 holds, which are kind of not the point of this video. I didn't get too deep into those because we can make videos talking deeper about those in the future if we would like to. There's also overall market circuit breakers. So if you guys remember, actually, let's cover this quickly as well. If you guys remember during COVID on the S&P, the entire market, so this is SPY, this is the S&P ETF, the entire market halted, which is possible, and they have a little bit of different handrails than just individual stocks do. And in this same thing, I'm going to link in the comment section down below. I believe it explains that as well. Actually, it does right here. 3 levels of circuit breakers on the S&P index at 7, 13, and 20%. So those are, if the S&P drops 7% in a day, it's going to halt 13% to 20%. So that's a little bit of a different handrail is there. Once again, this is going to be linked in the comment section down below, or sorry, the description below the video. So just scroll down, go click on this link. It'll explain a little bit more in detail. It's really the point of this video today was to try to get away from some of this mass hysteria that you see all over Twitter about how, oh my God, a stock halted, it's manipulation. And once again, you're seeing it from some of the biggest FinTwit accounts in the world. They're spreading this misinformation. They're scared. Oh, today it gets halted, it's manipulation. I'm just trying to help somebody out there understand that this is just how the stock market works. It's just a volatility holds. It's not manipulation. The SEC isn't coming after your position. This is just how things work, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, please hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. If you're new around here, hit that red subscribe button. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out today's video. I will catch you all in the next one.